Why didn't Odell work in Cleveland? Best you can tell, Trent.
He was banged up part of the time. I think the offense isn't structured for a player like Odell.
How so? What do you mean by that?
And by the way, I'm not criticizing Stefanski. I actually think it's a pretty good way to play, to win on offense. For complementary football, a lot of times you have kind of dude-based offenses where you're going to get the dudes the ball no matter what. You're going to compromise some of your core values as a team, as an offense, just try to feed the hungry, right? And Odell's hungry. He wants to be fed all the time. And that works. Like if you're wide open, if you're going to throw it a lot, if you don't really care about getting the runners going, getting your offensive line going downhill, time of possession, metrics, things like that, that's a great way to play. Fans love it. It puts up points. A lot of old school coaches will tell you it's not a winning formula. Stefanski comes from kind of an old school lineage of offensive football. Theirs is more system based. It's more they're gonna dictate terms, the run game and the action game, and the perimeter guys are gonna fall into place based on how the defense plays you. So you're not drawing up ball plays to get the ball to receivers. You're drawing up ball plays to puncture the inside of the defense, get your second level to activate, get your tight ends, inside players in between the hashes of the ball, and then if the defense starts reacting to that, now you get the ball outside to your quote-unquote dudes.
Okay.
Again, one's not better than the other. It's just philosophical differences on how NFL coaches call offense. I think that's one of the reasons. I think Baker is a guy that needs to be system-driven. He's a system quarterback, and that's not a knock either. There's very few that aren't system guys. There's very few that are transcendent, system transcendent. Baker is a system guy. He needs to play the position as much like Drew Brees as possible. Get the ball out of his hand in the passing game and take his shots in the action game. Again, you're not going to have a lot of volume to Odell when you do things like that. So I know these are esoteric, kind of long-winded answers, but that's the reality of the NFL that the fan doesn't understand, that you are all part of a system. And if you don't fit that system, you're not going to put up the numbers you would have in the system prior that you were in when you put up big numbers.
So then I'm mandated, before moving on about what the system is with the Rams and how it works for Odell, to ask you, for Browns fans, do you think that what Stefanski's bringing is what is the system that Baker needs? Do you think that's a fit?
With the Rams, are you asking me what it's going to look like in the Rams?
No, before we get to that, just lingering about the system you talked about with Stefanski and how Baker needs a system. Is this the right one for him, in your estimation?
Baker?
Yes, sir.
Yes. I think this is perfect for him, and I think Stefanski's very smart. He knows who he has. He's got a very, very high-quality starting quarterback in the NFL. He does not have a Superman. And when you don't have a Superman or a superhero, a la Holmes, Rodgers, Lamar, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, there's probably a couple others, then your system, you need to call plays and build everything you do around your quarterback because you're trying to enhance your quarterback with every play that you call. I think Stefanski's doing it perfectly. High-volume run game, action pass, efficiency in the passing game. They need to get better in critical situations, third down, red zone, end-of-game stuff. That comes with time for quarterbacks. I think he will naturally be better at that. The big argument to the way Stefanski plays, the way Mike Shanahan calls plays, the way Kyle Shanahan calls plays, Kubiak, you can go down that whole tree, is can you throw your team back into a game from a 2-score deficit? And that's really the counter punch to this style of offense. Is great. It sounds awesome. It works. It's tried and tested. But very rarely do you throw your team back from a 2-score deficit. And I get that. I mean, you look at these wide open offenses, we've never seen more 2-score comebacks than we have in the last 5 years. A lot of it's because teams are moving away from this philosophy and playing more wide open.
All right, so then now let's move to Odell in McVay's system. Do you like it? What do you think? How's it going to work?
I like it, but I don't see big volume. I don't see Odell being a volume guy. I see him being a big play guy. I think it's a yards per reception metric if you're going to look at it from a number standpoint. Odell's not a burner, but he's an incredible deep threat. He's very fast. I'm not saying he's not fast. But his real gift is his ability to adjust to the ball while it's in the air. And this is something I'm always trying to teach people in football. Deep receivers is not speed, okay? There's a lot of fast guys. Now, you get a Tyreek Hill, that's different. I mean, that's beep roadrunner speed, right? But there's a lot of guys in that 4.4 to 4.55, really, really fast. And if somebody says 4.55 isn't fast, you go time the fastest guys on lasers, and most of them are going to be in the low 4.5s on a laser. So you're talking 4.4 to 4.55. That is real speed. That is NFL speed. Just because they run fast doesn't mean they're deep threats. A deep threat is a guy that can get to top speed quickly, but then adjust to the ball in the air. And think about just in the simplest form, if you caught a fly ball, right? If somebody hits you, you're out there with your kid, and you pop a ball up, and he's got all this, he's 12 years old, he has all this time to kind of get underneath the ball and judge it and the arc of it and get his feet underneath it and catch it. And then you just rip a line drive to your 12-year-old. Well, he's not going to have time to adjust to it, right? He's going to, whoa, that thing's going to go right by him, or unless you rip it perfectly like you probably would, he just puts his glove up and catches it.
Thank you.
So a deep threat receiver is a guy who can do both. He's a guy that can catch a fast tempo ball down the field and adjust to a lobby ball, a 45-yard or 55-yard sideline post. And while that ball's there, and please watch this, fan, because TV is so good now, and you get these great replays, especially the all-22s. Watch the angle they start at, and then as they're tracking the ball, watch how they can maintain top speed and then adjust their bodies and adjust their angles to the ball, adjust their eyes, time up their hands, time up their feet, all these different things that it takes to be a great deep ball receiver. It's more than just speed. Odell is phenomenal at this. He adjusts to a ball, any tempo of a ball, as well as anybody I evaluated when he came out. That doesn't go away. He's going to be a massive deep threat. I still think Kupp's going to be the volume guy. They still need to run the football. Woods is more your space guy, more your hybrid. Van Jefferson's a good player, but I think it gives Van Jefferson a chance to kind of develop a little bit more. But I think Odell's going to be a guy. You're not going to see him catching a ton of hitches. I think you're going to see slants to score and big balls.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.